Hi everyone, it is Fitz with your daily delivery. I hope you're doing well. I am quite good. I'm back from Boulder. Ryan Gilbert and I made the drive back on Sunday. Why is it the drive back is always a lot longer than the drive to? Anyhow, what a great football game. Kansas State wins at Colorado 31-28. And I thought I would delve into some of the weird things I saw, some of the oddities I heard, but I'm just going to wait. I'm going to be positive today because I think that was a great win by Kansas State, but mostly how they went about it. And I want to talk about that after I please ask you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. We continue to grow. Thank you so much. And also hit the thumbs up and leave those comments. Nose itches. Someone's singing to me. Stop it. On with the DD. Kansas State hadn't been good in the first two road games. You know that. Yeah, they won at Tulane. They rallied and got it done. But it wasn't an intimidating crowd. It wasn't an intimidating environment. And honestly, it's Tulane, which granted, it's maybe better than some teams in the Big 12, but still you should be able to handle that game a little bit easier than K-State did. And then they went to BYU where the crowd was really good. And they kind of melted down. Had a lot of things go wrong and just kind of came apart and lost that game. Well, their third road trip went much better because they faced another really raucous crowd, and this one was hostile in kind of ugly ways at times, but it was an amazing college football environment. Colorado fans are fired up about Deion Sanders, and I see why. That team is beginning to play some high-quality football, and Kansas State is too. Kansas State needed to prove that it could go out on the road and not just win, but play well, earn it, want it. And that's exactly what Avery Johnson and the rest of that team did. You can list off the heroes all you want. It was an amazing list. DJ Giddens running like a madman, Brendan Mott virtually unstoppable at the pass rush. Dylan Edwards going back and get a touchdown. That was pretty cool. And Avery Johnson, of course, got injured, came back, and made the winning touchdown pass to Brown, Jayce Brown, to get the team over the hump. It was incredible. It was a great game. And off of this, Kansas State can build. But more importantly, they now see their pathway. This was a barrier. Colorado played extremely well at UCF. We now just question how good UCF was. But Colorado, particularly quarterback Shedeur Sanders, were really good on Saturday night. But not quite good enough to overcome Avery Johnson, DJ Giddens, and Jayce Brown. It was an impressive win. Now Kansas State needs to get their heads back on the road because they've got to head to West Virginia. It's a wounded team that just lost to Iowa State in Morgantown. Losing 2 in a row in Morgantown will probably be the end of Neil Brown, if not now, by the end of the season. So they'll have a lot of fight in them. But K-State's path to where it wants to go, which is the Big 12 championship, now lies out before it. And it kind of makes sense now as we get to the halfway mark of the season and just the 1/3 mark of the Big 12 schedule. Ahead of them is, of course, West Virginia. Then you come home to play Kansas, which is struggling but very dangerous. Off week, go to Houston, come home, and you've got Arizona State and Cincinnati in back-to-back weeks before you go to Iowa State in what will be a huge game. The most important part here is that Chris Klieman's Wildcats showed they can fight, they can win, and they can do it on the road. And they can answer when the other team puts up a big play towards the end of the game that should have won it. K-State found a way to win, and that is an incredible maturing process. And there's a number of players that played a role. But I also want to give out a little private shout out here to Taquan Roberson, who came in at quarterback when Avery was hurt and directed the Cats down the field. Avery eventually returned and got him into the end zone, but that drive doesn't happen without Roberson making some key plays. K-State looks settled in. They look like a really good football team right now. But in this conference, you got to prove it every week. You got to bring it every week. And if they don't do it, they'll lose at West Virginia. That's the rules of the game. But this one, the win in Boulder, that's a really positive sign.